The Fateful Voyage. On September 9th, 1980, a colossal cargo vessel plowed through the Pacific, en route to Japan. From the east, Typhoon Orchid loomed, its fury escalating with each passing hour. The MV Derbyshire had spent 8 weeks traversing the globe, departing from Canada's iron mines, crossing the Atlantic, rounding Africa's southern coast, and navigating the Indian Ocean. Laden with 150,000 tons of ore, the ship's 42 crew members, veteran sailors, engineers, and deckhands, eagerly anticipated the journey's end. Captain Geoffrey Underhill, a seasoned British mariner with 20 years of experience, was no exception. His wife had flown to Japan, awaiting their reunion after months apart. Yet one concern lingered: conflicting weather reports about Typhoon Orchid. Confident in his ship's speed, Underhill had maintained course, believing he could outrun the storm. Now, escape was impossible. The nearest port lay hundreds of kilometers away, and altering course would expose the vessel to the typhoon's full wrath. Following standard procedure, Underhill slowed the ship and angled its bow slightly into the waves, a tactic to stabilize it in rough seas. He also dispatched a message reporting severe conditions. But the storm worsened. Waves surged over 10 meters high, each crest and trough battering the Derbyshire. Despite the turmoil, Underhill remained calm. His ship, a 170,000-ton steel behemoth, was longer than the Titanic and built to endure brutal seas. The crew secured equipment and adjusted their heading, expecting to ride out the storm. Unbeknownst to them, an irreversible chain of events had already begun. By dawn, the Derbyshire and all aboard would vanish without a trace. A mysterious disappearance. The Derbyshire went silent on September 9th, 1980. No distress call, no final message. For 6 days, its absence went unreported, perhaps dismissed as a radio malfunction. Only on September 15th was an alarm raised, triggering an international search. Yet, no debris, life rafts, or wreckage surfaced. Within a week, the operation was abandoned. Media outlets treated the disappearance as a curiosity. Smaller ships had survived the typhoon. Why had the mighty Derbyshire succumbed without warning? Authorities swiftly concluded the sea had claimed it, closing the case. But for the grieving families, the explanation rang hollow. The search had been cursory. The answers too convenient. Suspicion festered. Was the truth being concealed? The Derbyshire was no ordinary ship. Launched in 1976, it was a cutting-edge OBO, or bulk oil carrier, a versatile vessel designed to transport multiple cargo types without empty return voyages. Part of the Bridge-class series, it symbolized Britain's waning shipbuilding dominance, as competitors like Japan and Korea surged ahead. Pressure to cut costs at Swan Hunter shipyard, where the Derbyshire was built, hinted at potential compromises. Uncovering the truth. Peter Ridyard, a grieving father and maritime expert, refused to accept the official narrative. His investigation revealed alarming patterns. Every Bridge-class ship had developed stress cracks in identical locations, flaws traced to last-minute design modifications. In 1982, another Bridge-class vessel nearly split apart mid-storm, forcing an evacuation. Yet Ridyard's evidence was ignored by authorities. Undeterred, families formed the Derbyshire Families Association in 1984. Their persistence paid off when the Kowloon Bridge, another unrepaired Bridge-class ship, broke apart off Ireland in 1986. The public outcry forced a belated inquiry, but the 1989 findings dismissed structural failure, further outraging families. Their fight continued until 1994, when the International Transport Workers Federation funded a new search. Against all odds, the Derbyshire was found in just 23 hours, 4 kilometers beneath the Pacific. The final revelation. The wreckage told a different story. The Derbyshire hadn't failed structurally. Instead, Relentless waves had breached its deck fittings, flooding compartments one by one. Each collapse compounded the next, dragging the bow underwater until the ship imploded. The family's crusade had exposed systemic indifference. In the 1970s, ship losses were routine, and authorities had shrugged off the Derbyshire as another statistic. But their relentless advocacy spurred reforms, stricter designs, tougher inspections, and safer seas for future crews. Though wrong about the cause, the families had changed maritime history. Their fight ensured the Derbyshire's legacy wasn't just tragedy, it was a catalyst for progress.